Hey everybody, what's going on? Your host AMF1534 here. Welcome back to Let's Play some more Gran Turismo 2, the real driving simulator. God, I have a huge ass mess on my desk here. Sorry, I made myself a late ass dinner right now. It's like 11:45 and I just decided out of the blue that I was going to just make my dinner. I couldn't find a damn thing to eat tonight. It was just absolute hell. So my brother and I went to for his birthday a couple weeks ago, I told him I was going to take him up to the duck store to get him like some new Oregon duck stuff for his birthday. But because we were both sick for the last, week or whatever, never got the opportunity to do that. So I decided to take him up to Portland after I got off of work tonight. We were going to go up there and do that and all that stuff. So we go up to Portland, we get to the store, realize that it closed like literally 10 minutes before we got there. So we're just like, why would that happen now? Like, first of all, what type of store like that only stays open until 6? It's like, dude, like at least, I mean, it's in the middle of the week. Like, stay open until at least like 7 or 8 or something. I mean, it's Portland. It's the biggest city in Oregon by a long shot. And you're only staying open till 6? What kind of horrible world do we live in? So, we end up deciding that we have to go to Beaverton instead, which is a nice little drive down the way. But we ended up going there, and I ended up getting him some stuff, so that was cool. We get back, and we filmed. Because me and my brother have a sports blogging page on the side. I've already told you guys about this. I don't know why I keep explaining it, but then again, maybe somebody didn't know that. But so we did our sports blog video for the day, and it took a while to get done. And then Paranormal Activity comes on. And he'd never seen it before. I can't believe he'd never seen it. It's like it was such a popular ass series that I don't know how, and nobody's ever seen that movie before, almost. So I end up getting sucked into watching that whole thing, and then then that thing goes off, and then this that show American Horror Story comes on. I've never seen it before, and it's freaking awesome. Better yet, I don't know how the hell that show is on regular TV. Like, it's on FX. And there's people, like, straight up, like, throwing the F-bomb in there, and they're saying, like, shit and stuff. And it's like, since when could you say that on regular TV? Like, is there something that I'm missing that they can just do that? And, like, there was some weird-ass graphic stuff going on. Like, in the very beginning, there's, like, these two teenage kids, and they go to the girl's house, and, they're like, about to do Mountain Maze, and she gets on top of him, and she starts, doing the Fablorski, and he starts, like, bleeding through all the orifices in his head, and he just about freaking dies. And it was pretty awkward. And so later on in the movie, that same girl is, like, she's at, like, some sort of, like, frat party or something, and the girl that she's with is, like, a super tramp or whatever, and, she's like the, super I'm full of myself girl at a party, being like, oh, well, you're gonna go get me a drink because I'm a girl and I'm hot, and so you're supposed to do that because I'm conceited. And so, the guy does it, and he goes and gets her a drink, and then he ends up giving her a roofie, and then he ends up, taking her into one of the bedrooms, and he ends up raping the hell out of her. And they kind of showed it a little bit, like, they made it blatantly obvious what was going on. Like, you could see, what he was doing, and not like full on, like you couldn't see like him slamming her cooter to death, because that would be definitely not network TV appropriate. But like you could tell that like he had his pants off, and like he was making the grunting, oh my god, I'm plowing you noises. And she's just, like, totally roofied out, so she had no idea what's going on. Like, all the frat guys are like, oh, yeah, he's raping her. Let's take a video on our cell phone, because that's not a horrible thing to do. And, then later on, like, this guy that, started bleeding out of all of his orifices in his face when he's, like, in the hospital, and he's, like, on life support, basically. And she goes to the hospital where he is, and I don't remember what the reasoning was, because I wasn't listening to the dialogue, because there was so much going on in the house, because there were so many people over here that I couldn't really tell what was going on. But she, like, goes into his hospital room, and she, like, walks in there, and he's just laying there, on the bed, on life support with his, with his hospital gown on, and she goes and she, like, just stands next to him, and she goes and reaches under his gown, and she just starts jacking him off, like, right there. And, like, you could blatantly tell that she was doing that. Like, it showed her putting her hand under there, and, like, under the thing, you could see her just, you know, wanking away. And I just couldn't, I was like, whoa, hold on a second. And then, like, she goes and she climbs on top of him, and she takes her pants off, and she goes and, like, rides this guy that's in a hospital bed, mind you. She, like, goes and does that. Like, she, like, you know, rides his friggin' bloob, like, in the hospital with nobody around, and then she keeps doing that until it pretty much kills him. And, like, I don't know what the reasoning for that was. Damn, that car looks sick. Hold on a minute. Oh, okay, yep. You sold me on blue, son. You sold me on blue. Hail to the blue! But yeah, dude, I was like in shock. I was like, hold on a minute, like, this is still network TV, is it not? Like, this is regular FX. Not like, you know, like special channel FX. We're talking regular channel, what, 54 FX? And this is going on. I was just like, what the hell is happening? Like, did I miss the memo that this is okay now? Like, that you can... And, like, they did, like, some sort of, like, you know, upwards shot from the ceiling down on her, and you can totally tell that she's not wearing pants. Like, you can, like, see her ass and all this stuff. And I'm just like, what? Like, where? Did I go into, like, an alternate universe while I was, you know, sitting here on the couch? Like, did they just all of a sudden say, hey, out of nowhere, we're just gonna let, you know, this type of stuff be on TV? And, you know, nobody's gonna think that's out of the normal or anything. Yeah, dude, it was wild. I think I need to start watching more of that show. If that's gonna be, like, you know, commonplace action, then I need to start watching that more often, because that was like, it was like almost like softcore porn, and it was like almost awkward to be watching with my brother in the same room. I was like, oh, hey, I mean, I hope this isn't doing anything for you, because it's kind of awkward that we're watching this happen in the same room, strangely. Why is it that in this particular race, like, I'm doing better against the competition right now than I did against the normal competition earlier? It's kind of weird. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, we're still winning, so it's all fine and dandy. But again, by the way, I feel bad because I, again on Twitter, said that I was going to do some stuff that I never actually got the opportunity to do it. Because once again, life intervened and got in the way, and that's how it ended up going. But what I think I'm going to do, and I talked about this on Twitter earlier today, and I think I'll kind of reiterate it for the vast majority of you that don't follow me there, because I'm just assuming that a lot of my viewer base isn't really, like, super social media friendly, which is fine. I mean, I have no problem with that, but, you know, it gives me another opportunity to talk about it. What I think I'm going to start doing, and it'll be a decent vessel to do that while I'm, you know, experiencing this whole working earlier in the day thing, because it gives me more opportunities to do this. But I think what I'm going to do for a little while is I think I'm going to start filming things in bulk, which not like crazy large amounts, but I think I'll start filming, like, you know, 2 or 3 episodes of stuff at a time, which makes it easy for, like, the days that, you know, like yesterday per se, or like part of today where I just, you know, I wasn't really feeling filming anything. I think it'll give me the opportunity to, like, A, have the flexibility of, on days that I don't feel like filming something, I still have stuff to upload. And also, it allows me to progress a lot further in the games quicker, because I think that the last thing that I want to have happen, and it's already happened a number of times in the past, like, year or so, is that I've had a lot of series kind of get away from me a little bit, and they ended up taking a lot longer to finish than I really wanted. And I mean, I don't want to have to put you guys in that position where, you know, we're doing a series like this one. It was kind of out of my control because of just how long the game is by nature anyways. But, you know, for games like, you know, Gauntlet 7 Sorrows, that could have easily been done in probably about half the time that it was, or Max Payne 3, that's taken probably longer than it really needed to at this juncture, or when I did like Grand Theft Auto 3, like, I could have probably very easily got that done faster than what I did. Oh god, no, we won't have that. This is the final stretch here. I'm not going to have you guys ruin it for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to gonna start doing that more often, where I film more videos at a time, so that we can kind of progress through these things more. That way we can kind of get through more games in a more timely fashion. I think that it's not like an option that's out of sorts, because when I first started out doing these things, that's kind of how I did it. Like when I did Siphon Filter and Gauntlet Dark Legacy and Max Payne and Toy Story and a lot of those, and like Penumbra and Amnesia, like a lot of those I did like mass filming sessions. I played the game for a couple hours and I just filmed continuously. Well, not continuously, but I mean I filmed episode after episode after episode after episode all in one sitting, just because I wanted to make sure that I was ahead of things. And I kind of got away from that a little bit. Like I kind of got into the idea of doing just like one episode a day, and which is fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, because you kind of have like, especially with the way that I do my commentary, where I do a lot of like talking about my daily life and stuff. It kind of worked out that way because I had fresh material to work with. But I feel like I can still do that, but I can stretch more of that stuff out over the course of a couple of videos instead of trying to cram all of it into one. I think that there's more flexibility for that, and so I think that's something that I can do for my channel that's going to make things better. And so I think that's what I need to do. I think it would be a good idea. So yeah, that was just what I was feeling. I was thinking about this like all day today at work. I was like, what can I do to make this more efficient for everybody? And that was kind of what I came up with. A Saxo challenge, huh? Well, I think that we can do that. Doesn't seem like a very hard thing to come up with. Let's do a color we haven't done in a while. Let's do like a Venetian red. I kind of liked that, especially when they showed it in like the special lineup thing there, like that. I kind of like that, even though, yeah, whatever. So yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking today. It's not like a groundbreaking thing, because I've definitely talked about this numerous times before. Like I remember the last time that I really did like a mass filming of anything in one sitting was, I think, when I did the God of War series with my friend Lige. We literally played the game start to finish all in one night, and we filmed all like 17 or 18 episodes of that all in one straight sitting. We just did it all right there. And I thought it was kind of cool that we did it that way, because I mean, I was obviously uploading it for a few weeks, but it was just the fact that I already had it done. Like the entire thing was already finished, and all I had to do was just when I wanted something to upload, I just went and did it, and it was perfect that way. It was like exactly how I had envisioned going about that process, and it was great. I loved it. And so that's kind of what I want to get back to doing, is that not only will we be able to have more consistent upload schedules, but I feel like I'll be able to progress through things a lot better, and we can kind of move on and get to more games faster, but still be able to do things the way I normally do it. I'll still be able to talk about all the same stuff that I would talk about, but we can stretch it out over the course of more videos and all that type of stuff. I'm actually really excited about it. Which is weird, because I don't feel like I should really be like super pumped about that. Be like, yeah, I can talk about more stuff more often. But I don't know. I just I love kind of thinking of new stuff that I can do here, or like new ways of doing what I've been doing already. So it's good. It's good. I love progression. I crave structure, even though it's like the antithesis of what I do. Like everything that I do on this channel is so goddamn spontaneous, where I'll just be like, hey, I'm doing this, and then I'm doing this, and then, I really want to do this, I've been considering it, but then I end up not ever doing it. But that's just because, you think about doing something for a while, and then something completely out of nowhere pops up that just totally catches your mind and your attention, and you just totally forget that you were thinking of this other thing. And that's just life, though. I mean, But I'm looking forward to doing this portion of it, because that's something that I have like 100% control over, and it's something that everybody benefits out of. It's not like it's just me getting more. What the fuck? Was that my brother's phone? Oh, okay, it was my brother's phone. I heard the Old Spice thing, and I was just like, what the hell was that? And then I realized his phone is definitely still up here in my room. That scared the hell out of me. Especially because I'm like partially on edge because of the whole paranormal activity thing. I mean, I've already seen it like 3 times, but it's just like, you start watching stuff like that, and it's like you automatically get like that instinctual feeling in the back of your brain, like, oh my god, I don't want that to happen to me, especially because he'd never seen it before, so I'm trying to like, you know, heighten everything, and just be like, oh yeah, dude, everything was getting crazy, like, you thought this was bad, oh, you should have watched it like 20 minutes ago, and, you know, the Ouija board, like, spontaneously combusted into flames, and speaking of which, I have always been super intrigued by that concept. Like, I was watching a documentary on it today when I was on lunch, and it was just like the weirdest thing. Like, just the pure idea, and they were investigating this case of a guy that he died in his apartment. He was just like, he went to bed one night, and then somebody reported like, you know, smoke and stuff coming out of his apartment room. And so they go in there, and this guy was just like reduced to 3 pounds of just like ashes and bone fragments because he had apparently spontaneously combusted while he was sleeping, and he never even knew it. I mean, it was just something that, like, he wasn't even conscious for it, and he just literally burned to death in his sleep. But it wasn't like a house fire because literally nothing else around, like, none of his surroundings had been visually damaged. Like, the only part that you could see any sort of, like, fire damage from was just his bed, like, where he was at. And that's, like, the craziest thing about it is, like, how does that work? Like, you would think if a guy dies by burning to death, whether it be from, you know, being doused in gasoline and being burnt alive, or, you know, having his body, you know, almost impossibly start burning from the inside out, like, you would think if a guy, like, if somebody's on fire, like, that's gonna burn the entire place down because it's fire. That's what it does. Like, it's like, wow, I'm fire, and it catches on to other things, and then the whole place burns down. But it didn't. Like, it just, the only part that was burnt was just his bed. Like, it doesn't make sense. And I never got to see the whole thing, but just, it got me thinking. Like, it was something that I remember when I was little, like, that term got thrown around a little bit, and I never really like registered in my head like really what the idea behind that was. Like, a person's just burning out of nowhere for no reason, and it can't be like, people, they can't really like figure out like why it happens. People just all of a sudden there's like they just burst into flames and they die, and then that's what it is. People die, and it's weird, and I don't really like it. Like, I would never want that to happen to me. I mean, I don't feel like anybody would like, hey, you know how I want to die? I want to burn to death spontaneously. I mean, it sounds like the way to go. Oh, I need to buy the weight reduction stuff first. We need to lose weight because we're fat. And, like, our cars are like women. They're just like, I can't wear this nice dress because I'm fat. I wouldn't even want to have it because I'd look too fat in it, and that's just, oh. So, you know, it's like we're literally doing like cosmetic surgery. It's like, well, you know, before I can do this procedure on you, I'm gonna need you to lose like about 25 pounds because you are hideously fat. And then she's like, oh my god, oh, I'm gonna go throw up in the toilet and not eat anymore. Actually, that's a terrible thing. Like, I knew a couple of people that were anorexic, and that's all bad. And like bulimic, where you eat the food just for like the taste of eating it, and then you just throw it up, and it's like, that's just awful. Not to mention that it just like is awful on your esophagus, and like half the people that end up being bulimic or anorexic, usually like bulimic, end up getting like esophageal cancer because they've like eroded away their esophagus lining and all that crap because they're puking all the time, and it's just like just don't do that. Just don't. I don't know. It's something. But we have run out of time for this episode, my friends, so when we come back next time on the next installment of Let's Play Gran Turismo 2, we're going to finish off the Saxo Challenge, and then we're going to go jump into another set of races. So until then, my friends, this is your host, AMF1534, saying thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.